What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the corner. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. I've promised to dial back on the mentions of the coffee stuff for a period of at least 1 week, or until I have something significant to talk about. I hear you. I just want to say thanks to all the support, everyone's support. Now, Bill Gates, the pregnant man emoji, walking pregnant man emoji, has been kind of sniping at Elon Musk a lot. Um, Even famously getting outed as having a massive short position against Tesla. And he's often, sniped about how, Tesla's semi trucks weren't going to work, even though they do work. And he bets against Tesla. Meanwhile, he's buying up all the farmland in the center of this country so he can grow soy and bug farms, apparently, for us to eat. Well, a new report just came out that it looks like he's been funneling some money, allegedly, into trying to sabotage Elon Musk. Something I entirely believe is true. Now, I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying I believe that it's at least possible. If we go back to some of their history, you have, their little spat. Well, really, it's always been Bill Gates kind of running his mouth. And then, you have the leaked texts. Elon Musk has little time for Bill Gates' leaked texts. Musk confronted Gates about a rumored $500 million short position on Tesla. You have these text messages leak. I don't know. Elon says he didn't leak them, but he obviously sent them to somebody who did. So apparently Bill Gates hit up Elon Musk to discuss philanthropy on climate change. But Elon asked if he still had a $500 million short position on Tesla. Bill said he hadn't closed it out, so Elon told him to get lost. No idea if it's true. Well, it is true. Elon confirmed it was true because he replied to it. You see 720 on Wednesday, to be clear. Yes. SpaceX are very impressive. Then you see, cool. Hey, do you still have $500 million short position against Tesla? Sorry to say I haven't closed that out. I would like to discuss philanthropy possibilities. Sorry, but I cannot take your philanthropy on climate change seriously when you have a massive short position against Tesla, the company doing the most to solve climate change. Now, I don't know if Tesla's doing the most to solve climate change, but yeah, I'm not exactly going to be kicking it with a dude with a $500 million bet against my failure. That's a very normal reaction to that. Of course, Bill says that shorting Tesla doesn't mean he's betting against the environment or electric cars. Well, it actually does mean he's doing that. It absolutely means that. Bill Gates says, this has nothing to do with climate change. I have ways of diversifying, Gates says in an interview. He added that just because he was betting against Tesla doesn't mean he was against the rise of electric cars. The popularity of electric cars will lead to more competition for selling those cars, so there's difference between electric cars being adopted and companies becoming infinitely valuable, he told the BBC. Musk and Gates have a history of frosty relations, as Musk went after Gates on Twitter repeatedly. Well, maybe it's because he has a $500 million bet against his company. Then, now, I understand. Consider the source. It's Breitbart. It is a right-wing outlet, all right? And there isn't anyone else really covering this. But Elon did reply to it saying, sigh, in this initial tweet. Exclusive. Bill Gates poured millions of dollars into dark money fund that goes after Elon Musk. His reply, sigh. Now, a lot of people say, yeah, but it's right, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't mean it's inherently wrong. There's certainly reports on left-wing websites that are factually true, even if I don't like them. Like everything CNN says probably isn't true, just most of it. But I'm sure they've even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and again. Research exclusively shared with Breitbart News identifies hundreds of millions of dollars flowing from Bill Gates Foundation to 11 of the 26 organizations that signed an open letter last month urging Twitter advertisers to boycott the company if Elon Musk restores free speech on the platform. I 100% believe that this is possible. And we'll see what their research shows. In total, 11 of the 26 anti-Musk organizations received funding from a Gates-backed entity. The new venture fund, which in 2020 received the largest one-year commitment from the Gates Foundation, has made more than half a decade, it made in more than half a decade, funds for the signatories. Center for Media Justice, the Media Democracy Fund. So these are all people who sign against Musk. The Tides Foundation, also a recipient of the foundation money, funds 5 signatories so that's 11. I'm sorry, 5 and 4 is 9 total signatories. These are people that sign the thing that says, like, we must stop Elon Musk. 2 other signatories are tied to Gates Foundation money. The open letter's connection to the billionaire Microsoft founder is significant, as Gates is in the middle of a public feud with free speech advocate Musk. Last month, Gates revealed his $500 million short position against Musk-owned Tesla, prompting Musk to call Gates a, I don't know, boner? Even I say that. I don't really know what else that is. Oh, yeah. Okay. Boner ender. I get it. Alongside a meme of Gates as a pregnant man emoji. Okay. I got that. Gates is also an unspoken censorship proponent, frequently calling on tech companies to do more to stop, quote, misinformation spreading online. Musk threatens to reverse Gates' strongly desired censorship policies and now faces the wrath of the Gates-funded NGOs. Recently, Musk asked his 94 million Twitter followers to uncover the funding behind the 26 NGOs who signed an immediate letter threatening to destroy the company's advertising revenue as Musk reversed the policies. Musk followed up with his request by highlighting one particularly shadowy group, Accountable Tech, musing, I wonder who funds them. Well, his curiosity was prompted by the Washington Free Beacon investigation into Accountable Tech, which sought to get to the bottom of the nonprofit's financial sponsorship. The Free Beacon visited Accountable Tech's corporate offices in Washington and concluded the organization doesn't actually even exist. Rather, Accountable Tech was merely a registered name for the North Fund, a shape-shifting nonprofit group that uses aliases to push an array of left-wing causes from a shell office in Washington, D.C. via the Free Beacon. Free Beacon then spoke with Caitlin Sutherland, an executive director for Watchdog Americans for Public Trust, who identified North Fund as receiving significant capital infusions from 2 further nonprofits, the 1630 Fund and the New Venture Fund. Sutherland found that North Fund received $19.3 million from the 1630 Fund and over $11 million from the New Venture Fund, 2 organizations that share an address in DC similar to the North Fund. They're just funneling money around. The groups operate under at least 50 different trade names, including Fix Our Senate, Floridians for a Fair Shake, and the Voter Engagement Fund. However, the 1630 Fund and the New Venture Fund don't disclose their donors either, leading to a dead end on the money trail. You're talking about that's $30 million between the 2 of them. Where'd that come from? But the trail may not be so cold. What is known about the New Venture's dark money funding is that it is backed by hundreds of millions of dollars from the Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation. Per FFO's analysis, disclosure files for the Gates Foundation grantee list shows a whopping 102 separate cash grants to or through the New Venture Fund, totaling an incredible $457 million since 2008. Philanthropy watchdog Sludge noted that $70 million in cash grants it identified from the Gates Foundation to New York Venture Fund in 2020 is the single largest one-year contribution the Gates Foundation had made to any other single grantee since 2014, and its second largest ever. The figure may have even been higher. Influence Watch reports $126 million in 2020, while FFO corroborated at least $85 million that year from public records. Per FFO, Gates funding dropped all the way down to $11 million in 2021 after the 2020 election cycle ended. Shocking. The sharp pullback in funding after the 2020 election makes sense given the political nature of New York Venture's work. It's a parent organization for what has been described as one of the largest pro-Democrat dark money groups in America. The 1630 Fund, which happens to be another mega donor to anti-Musk signatory Accountable Tech. Interesting. That means Gates' biggest one-year act of charity is in more than half a decade while running the world's largest philanthropy network was functionally a pass-through payoff to surrogates of the Joe Biden 2020 presidential election. That's what they write. So much for ending world hunger and disease. By the numbers, the Gates Foundation's top priority seems to be electing Democrats. Musk recently announced he'll be voting Republican for the first time since 2022. On top of his stated intention to reverse a half-decade of creeping censorship on Twitter, that puts him square in the path of Gates' philanthropic freight train and paid political proxies. Bill Gates is funding a venerable NGO army and is zeroing in on Elon Musk. Well, I guess you'll have to see. Certainly is an interesting crossroads, don't you think? Interesting time to decide where your allegiances lie. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you share it around. And if you haven't yet, click that red subscribe button down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.